It was tough, and our guys responded. And it was a very good practice. Very happy with the guys. What questions do you have?
John, because I know you want to be smart about things. Is that one of the reasons why you had special teams indoors today?
It is. We decided we wanted to kind of shorten up a little bit of the time that they were out here with the humidity and everything. So I think it helped.
John, with you guys having the lighter day tomorrow and obviously opening the season on Thursday, is it too kind of far out to say you guys are kind of preparing your bodies to play on a Thursday, or is that process not really kind of into your mind?
It's a good question. I would say both. It's not really entered our mind per se, but it's in the back of our mind certainly. And we are trying to prepare for the first game because that's the first game that matters. So we're not preparing for the preseason games. With that, there's a lot of things that we need to do in between there to build our team, right? So both.
John, we'd be watching tonight more so just to see the kickoff rule if we get it, besides the opening.
We'd be glued to that television on kickoff and kickoff return. I want to see what happens. We had a kickoff return practice today, which you guys saw. Had the NFL officials here. We'll look at it tonight with with our coaches. Then tomorrow morning we'll look at it with the officials in there, with our players, and see what they see. So it's going to be very interesting.
Coach, we saw a glimpse of what Derrick Henry can do today, a little more carries. What kind of challenges is he going to pose teams when he gets downhill to that second level?
Well, I think everybody that knows football knows the challenge Derrick Henry poses when he gets going downhill with the football. So our goal is going to be to get him going downhill with the football. That's what we want. And Derrick did a nice job today. I thought all of our backs did a nice job with that today.
John, it's obviously a new test when the pads have come on over the last week. So with that being said, what are you seeing from Vorhees and Rosengarten now as they're competing on the offensive line?
Right, yeah. They've been, I would say, steadily improving. It's steadily improving, then something will happen. I think Andrew will be mad about the play today where Travis Jones had to take pass rush on him. But he had, numerous other very good plays. I thought Roger's been doing well, deserved a shot with the ones. You saw him get a shot with the ones today. So we just kind of keep working through that and we'll play out.
John, in the past, you've talked about playing the best five, want to get the best five offensive linemen. How tough is it in the situation with Mekari, balancing how much he means as a swing guy inside, that six offensive linemen role, the importance of that with trying to get the best five on the field?
Certainly part of the challenge, Jeff. That's part of it. Pat's greatest strength is his versatility. It's also probably his greatest thorn in his side a little bit. So didn't get a chance always to lock down in one position. But that's a good problem to have, and we're trying to work through that too.
Showing off that he's rotating hurt for guard on the bench. Do you think that's something you guys want to do to
Well, it's certainly something we've done before. We have rotated offensive linemen before, which is we're probably the first team to do it that I can remember. So it's in our we have a track record.
John, was Cleveland's early absence heat related?
No, he got his head banged a little bit, so he's in I'll be evaluating that tonight.
How have you seen him develop, or what do you see his role as being ideally?
Well, that's a great question. Malik is that guy, same almost like Pat on the other side. He plays inside back, both of them. He plays outside back in our base package. He plays defensive end also in our sub packages. He plays every special team. Very valuable player. And I see him playing all those positions during the season just as it comes up. But he's done a great job. Really, really proud of him.
John, you've talked a lot about how Mark Andrews and Mark got that instant chemistry really early on. With Zay, do you kind of feel like that chemistry was pretty instant and it's only kind of built between him and Lamar?
I do. I feel like he and Zay have had it kind of from the first day. That tends to be the case with good players and great athletes. They figure each other out pretty quickly, right? Guys like you and me go out there and there's no chemistry.
Right.
So,
what is it going to take for Zay to take his game to another level?
Say it again.
What is it going to take for Zay to just continue to ascend to another level?
Zay to take it to the next level, good question. I think he's going to take exactly what he's doing. He's the guy that every day he comes in with enthusiasm unknown to mankind, and he gives it, everything he's got with great attitude and high work ethic, always talking ball. So to me, that process pays off. And when does it pay off? I guess when the opportunity comes. So looking forward to seeing it.
John, let's ask about Justice. What have you seen over the last few
few years, the evolution of him as a player, and then what you're looking for from him this year behind Derek.
Right, great point. The evolution of Justice as a player is that this guy has become a starting back in the National Football League. I mean, if you watch him play, look at the championship game. He is a high caliber running back. So to have him along with Derek, along with the young guys, I think it's really great. And he's going to give us a little different style than Derek Henry. So I see him as a starter. I think he's going to play a lot and kind of do it his way.
Don, a guy that's kind of popped up in practice today with Sanusi Kane, just how have you seen the rookie kind of settle in both on defense and the special teams?
Yeah, Sanusi's another guy, just kind of a steady guy, grinding every day, and then comes out today, the pads come on, it's a physical practice, and he shows up. See that? Kind of what we expected. I'm looking forward to seeing him in games. But very steady, very conscientious.
John, you replaced Ross's spot with Quincy Rowe, Malik's Ross's spot. Are you good with outside linebacker depth, or do you think it's something you're going to have to continue to evaluate, whether you need other bodies here?
Well, we'll definitely continue to evaluate every spot, including the outside backer spot, because you just never know from one day to the next week, especially in camp, because you want to have enough guys to practice at a high level. But Adis is going to get back here at some point in time soon. It's been nagging him, but I do think he'll be back sometime soon. So that's another depth piece I got to count on. So I'd like to see where it goes.
Is there any injury update?
Later question. I saw you drop your practice script or something and work on speak it up. What do you do when a player steals the script?
Well, he knocked it out of my hands, So my script security was wanting there very badly, and I was embarrassed by it. He scooped and scored, but then he handed it back to me, which I appreciated. So that's where we're at. And he gave me a look, He was disappointed in me. I felt that.
Is there any injury update for Deontay Hardy? Any injury update?
It's a minor soft tissue deal that he should be fine with soon, very soon.
John, maybe I'm just being a prisoner of the moment, but it seems like Lamar and the quarterbacks kind of throwing more to the flat check downs this year. I mean, is that an emphasis at all this year to just kind of get the ball up, put your guys in space?
Yeah, I don't know if it's really, I wouldn't say it's an emphasis per se. I think they're doing a good job of going through their progressions. We spend a lot of time, we spent, as you watch in practice, all kind of time in passing game. Progressions, defensive concepts, how we play out the defense against all the routes. And I just think they're getting really good at reading stuff out and making quick decisions.
Thanks, Coach.
Full contact again. What was that like you can pass on the game?
I think I was mostly excited. If I could describe my emotions, if you will, just excitement, right? It had been a long time since I put pads on. It's been a long time since I hit somebody, so I was really thrilled to be back out there and thankful at the end of the day. Again, just felt like I built a strong foundation this last year to 18 months, and so it was exciting to get back out there again and go remember the reason why I played the game.
And the Ravens plucked you at the end of last year's draft, and obviously I'm sure if you were not injured, you might have gone earlier, but that being said, they're knowing that you're not going to play last year. What did that sort of long-term investment by the team, understanding that it would take time for you to get back healthy, what did that mean to you, and did that affect your motivation as they built up?
I mean, it was an investment for sure, right? Just not knowing with my injury and it being so late in the process in reference to the whole draft process. So yeah, it was beyond grateful when I got the call from Mr. Acosta and the Baltimore Ravens decided to select me as one of their choices. Again, they poured into me all last year, and I gave them everything I had, and just felt like the foundation that I built for myself and just the belief and the work ethic I had with everyone on staff in our weight room and our training room and even our position coaches and stuff, just felt like it all has paid dividends. And I'm forever indebted and grateful to this organization for believing in me and giving me a shot, given my circumstances.
Andrew, two things. When did you sort of physically feel like your old self again? And then secondly, because you've been here, you're obviously not pads and so forth, here's how the game speed felt to you once you got back in the field.
Yeah, I mean, kind of hard to say exactly when I felt like my quote-unquote self again, just because how tedious the process is and how long it is to coming back from a major looking at reconstruction like I had. But once I got back out there, definitely was speedy for me, just adapting to NFL speed and then doubling down with that, being off of football for a year. So once the helmets came on, the pads came on, it was definitely quick at first, but felt like I adapted fairly well and quickly, and so I've been thankful for that.
What did you do in your downtime? Obviously, there's stuff you did here, but I'm talking about sort of outside of here, because I'm sure there was maybe a little bit more downtime. What did you do? How did you deal with that, I guess?
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. In a sense, I did have a lot of downtime. So, my wife and I we were both California born and raised. So, our first opportunity being out here on the East Coast, just explored and spent time all throughout the East Coast, and just enjoyed a lot of the history and just a lot of food restaurants and I guess food tours we like to call them. But definitely kept busy during the downtime. So yeah.
Andrew, how important do you think game reps are going to be for your preseason game? And it's been a while, and how much that may help the process of getting ready for the season.
Yeah, I think anytime you have an opportunity to go out there and play football and keep it score, it's important. It doesn't matter if you're on the Mighty Mites or any level of football. If they're keeping score, it matters at the end of the day. So anytime you have the opportunity to go out there and compete and show who you are as a football player, it's important. So I'm just looking forward to the opportunity to get back out there and go compete against somebody who's not a teammate. And I could rightfully say so about the rest of the offensive line room.
What's it like sharing the sideline with a guy like Derrick Henry?
It's exciting. I remember watching him in his college career and then early on in his professional career. Just as big in person as he seems online. So thrilled to have him, and we talk about an absolute workhorse. So excited to see what he does for this team this year.
Andrew, you didn't really get a chance to play with Kevin Zeitler last year, but you certainly have run with him and you watched him on the field during games and whatnot. What can you model after his game, and in particular in terms of other leadership things required at the line of scrimmage that he might have brought to play? Pointing things out, making calls.
Kevin Zeitler will always hold a special place in my heart. Given my circumstances last year, and given that he is was the most veteran guy in the room, is just somebody you can count on and really had the opportunity to lean on him, and he poured into me. So just being the rookie that I was, I just tried to just always see what he was doing, right? Whatever it might have been. Take care of his body, right? What he was eating, just kind of what he was doing, just watching him, just always having a set of eyes on him, seeing what he did. But Kevin Zeitler, he's dearly missed by me for sure. Built a good relationship with him over the last year, but I think one thing that really sticks out about his play is just his physicality and consistency. And you talk about a guy who's just so disciplined, and it's brought him so far in this game. It's brought him so much success. So I feel like if I can just even copy that to a percentage of what he was able to, I feel like I'll have success.
How tough has Travis Jones been to block out here in practice?
He's a load for sure. He's a big boy. It's like a full-grown bull just running right at you. So. But right, you're grateful for that, right? You want everything to be hard during practice, so that when it comes time for competition, you're prepared and ready. So, I'm just grateful for him and excited to watch him this year. I think he's gonna have a special year and just a tremendous person at the end of the day.
And
one more, please.
Along those lines, him, like Pierce, coaches, very, very strong men. I guess how many kind of degrees or how much of a difference is there between the kind of strength that you see from two guys like that versus the best, strongest guy you might have seen at USC?
Yeah, it's definitely different. The Pac-12 gets a reputation of being smaller, off linemen in general, right? So, sure, it might be some merit to it. We'll find out with USC joining the Big Ten, so we'll see. But they're both big boys, and they're great athletes. and they can move and they're really strong. So definitely they're up there, if not the strongest people that I've ever had to compete against.
What has it been like for the start of camp where you've kind of been able to focus in on right tackle, at least for the time being?
It's been good. It's been good. It's been good to stack days, focus on one position, get better every day, seeing what I need to work on and just continue to improve. It's been good.
Is it your desire to contend for that right tackle spot, even knowing that the team values you value yourself as that sixth man kind of role? Would you prefer to just be starting in one spot?
I just want to play and I want to help the team. Whatever way that looks like, that's up to the coaches and front office. But I just want to play and help the team. And
How different do you feel your leadership role is in the room after Kevin and Morgan obviously go on to other spots? Does it just feel like looking around and seeing a lot of guys looking back up at you?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin and Morgan were great leaders. John was awesome too to have in the room. As the years go on, I just I continue to be the older and older guy in the room and take more of a leadership role, and that's good. And the younger guys that I look up to, me and Ronnie and Tyler and some of the other guys, and it's good to be in a mentorship role and really guide these guys up. They're doing a great job. So yes.
Patrick, you obviously were a mentor for Tyler Linderbaum. Now you have Roger Rosenberg. What are your impressions of him as you've gotten to know him and watched him to bit?
Yeah, Roger's been great. He's really immersed in the meetings, really locked in at practice. He's a pro, working to get better every day. I like what I'm seeing, so he's gonna get it done. He got a chance.
You talked about being nice to be in one spot and work there, but you also know that regardless, you're probably going to wind up playing different spots in the course of the season. At what point do you have to get other reps? I mean, how many reps do you need at the other positions, given it's something you've done for a lot of years now?
Yeah, I do need the reps. Right now they have me at right tackle, and that's what I'm focusing on day to day. But when the time comes and they ask me to move around and do other things, and I got to lock in on that position and get better. Just one day at a time. It's so early in camp, but just one day at a time.
I know you're good buddies with Tyler Linderbaum. What do you see from him? I mean, obviously he played at such a high level last year, but where do you see the difference from year to year two?
Yeah, he's an incredible center. Pro Bowler last year, planning for him to get All-Pro this year. Just has all the talent, all the skills. Taking a bigger leadership role this year, taking more control of the offense, and just focusing on his small tweaks to get better every day. And he's really working at it. Early in camp, he's already looking season ready, so he's going to be great.
Patrick, what does that leadership look like out there on the field for Tyler?
Taking command of the offensive line, taking command of the offense, really controlling the play calls or the defensive calls from the offensive line point of view, and just making sure everyone's accountable, being on everyone, making sure everyone's in the right spot, having the right calls, and he's killing it. He's doing great.
What's so much change on the offensive line on that team?
Yeah, very good. Just with his calls and his consistency with that, having two new guys play next to him, it helps them out a lot too to have a guy like Tyler in the middle. So it's very helpful.
Matt, obviously you're replacing some starters along the offensive line. So where do you feel like at the early part of camp here, like where do you feel like the offensive line is development wise?
We're getting better every day. It's early in camp. There's guys shining, and there's work being done. It's still early, but I think we're heading in the right direction. And there's only up to go, so I think we're going to be pretty good.
How beneficial has it been that you're in year two under Todd Monken's system, so you aren't learning a new scheme as well as bouncing around to different offensive line positions?
Yeah, being comfortable with the scheme again for now the second year, it helps. Through OTAs, through the start of camp, understanding the calls, understanding the looks we want on defense, and installing it early and having a better understanding of it is really helpful. Allows us to play faster. It's beneficial.
Now, given all that turnover on the offensive line, you talk about leadership and accountability. How much do guys like yourself, in addition to Tyler Linderbaum and Ronnie, the older guys, what do you do in the room to kind of, hey, it's going to be a younger line, we got to get these guys ready to play?
What do we do in the room?
Yeah, like how do you hold them accountable? What do you do behind the scenes to kind of lead them?
Work with them after practice, talk with them after meetings. What do you have questions on? What do you need help with? It's coming from college to the pros, it's a bigger playbook. The technique is more important. So just clarifying with them, letting them know that we're here, whatever you need. You just help them out. If they have a good rep, cheering them on, and a good rep, if they have a bad rep, coaching up on it. But it's all a part of it. It's all a part of camp. It's part of the process.
Andrew coming back from his injury last year and you happening, was there anything you kind of saw in terms of maybe being in meetings or anything prep-wise they did last year when he wasn't able to play or really practice that prepared him for the role he's playing in camp so far?
Yeah, Andrew was really locked in last year in all the meetings. Even though he was hurt, he knew he wasn't going to play. But he was locked in all the meetings, taking notes in every meeting. So I think picking up the offensive calls has been easier for him because of how locked in he was last year. And now it's just getting back to him. He's been out of football for a year. He's getting so much better every day. He's a great football player. He's going to get it done.
Patrick, John mentioned he'd like to have a picture, the offensive line set kind of 2 to 3 weeks into camp or thereabouts. Just curious, as a group or for yourself, where would you like it to fall in that window, and how important is it from just a time frame standpoint?
The best 5 to go out there and play and be great. When that shapes up is when it shapes up. Like I said, it's still early in camp, but we're getting better every day, and come preseason games, I think it'll be telling a lot of how it's going to shape up, but just one day at a time.
I think he's one of the best running backs to ever play in the game. And, just be able to play alongside him and learn from him, watch how he approaches each and every day. I was ecstatic, I've been lucky to have some good vets around here from Mark Ingram because and I've learned so much from all those guys. And so just being here with Derek the last couple of months, I've already learned so much. And so it's going to be exciting to see what we do throughout the year and it's going to have fun.
Justice, I don't know if you heard him, but earlier John said you developed into a starting caliber running back. When you hear something like that, the guy that's been patiently waiting to see a little bit more on offense, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, man. You just work hard, you just enjoy the process, and that's what I've been doing since I've been here. Obviously everybody would want to come in and be a starter right off the bat, but everybody has a different journey, and I've just been enjoying my journey. I'm getting better every year, and I've just been enjoying just doing that. And so just to hear that, that means a lot, but we still got a lot more to do. And just want to go out there and prove everybody right.
How different does it feel coming into this year, knowing how much you were relied upon at the end of last year, and now being the guy right behind Derek and starting caliber back? How different does it feel this year as a running back?
It doesn't feel any different. We come to work every day, and everybody in the room, every single person, every running back in the room has that mindset. So that if they hand this ball, they're going to be ready to go. And that's my mindset since I've been here. I've always been ready to go. And so just being able to get those opportunities and take advantage of those opportunities has been great. And so I just want to continue to do that and just have a great year, have a fun year, and go win. Start over. Those guys, man, they come to work. They're young guys, but they have pro mindsets, and that's really what you need. Just to be able to come in and work through the ups and downs or the injuries or whatever situation you're going through. Definitely with Vorhees, just the injury. Just fighting through that and being strong mentally. It's been awesome to see how he approaches each and every day, and he's going to continue to get better. We got one of the best D lines in the league, and being able to go up against that in practice is going to make the games so much easier. So we've been doing well. They've both been doing well, and just to see their progression from springtime to now getting the pads on, it's going to be exciting to see what we get this season.
Specifically in the run game with the O-line and guys kind of moving in and out of different spots, still trying to find the mix. What has been the most impressive progression for you since camp started, and what do you think you guys are going to use, the rest of camp and the preseason games to kind of fine tune as they land on that strategy?
I think just the mentality. Jody, the O-line coach, he brings a certain mentality to where they're gonna work hard every day. They're gonna work, and he's not gonna let anybody slack off. And so, with that kind of leader at the front, at the coaching spot, it's kind of hard to even see any type of downturn off the line, no matter who is in there. And every single day they come in here, they're flying off the ball, working on pad level, getting strong, and I mean, it's gonna be exciting to see, man, because those guys always know how to move people off the ball, and they're gonna get to continue to do that. So no worries with those guys; they're just gonna continue to do their thing.
What was it like today seeing Derrick Henry keep going downhill a little bit more and yourself? There's more contact and seeing some bodies flying a little bit.
I mean, it's football. I mean, that's the fun stuff. Like when we're out here in the spring, we're out here with no pads. Like obviously it's fun to be out here doing the plays, but once you actually get the pads on, rocking and rolling, I mean, there's nothing better than that because that's football. So it's just fun. It's just fun. I say that at the end of it. I just love coming out here and having fun.
The goal is to improve every offseason. Was there something that you wanted to focus on over the course of the offseason that you wanted to improve or focus?
I mean, every part of my game I want to improve on. So it's not just one single area I can point out, but everything. I mean, from running to blocking to receiving, I've been working on all those things tirelessly. So it's fun to see how the progression goes each year. I feel more confident just because I've been putting in that work. I mean, the more work you put in, the more confident you get. So it's a fun year.
Derek's such a unique type running back. Is there anything you can get from him? Is he sharing any secrets like stick to home or anything? You know, I know about his diet too. Just anything that you can get from being with a guy like that?
Yeah, I got some stuff, but I can't tell. I mean, he definitely giving me some drinks, something on the fly. But I just keep it on the racks until y'all see it. I mean, y'all see it like that. That might be something there he might tell. Yeah, he definitely gonna give me some drinks.
Justin, one more, please. This contract for you, in large part based on special teams, but also based on what you provide as one. How much do the Ravens instill the need to be a survivor in the NFL, play a 5, 6, 7, 8-year career as opposed to a 4 or less, by being a special teams contributor as well as playing defense team?
I really think it's actually a special thing to do when you come in because it teaches you the game. Like before, I never played special teams before I got here, and so I never even realized it was a part of the game. Like you obviously know it's a part of the game, but you don't realize how important it is to the game. And it teaches you so much technique. Like, it teaches you things that you can apply to offense, apply to defense. And even though you're not getting those reps on offense or defense, doing things on special teams helps you improve with the offensive and defensive game. So the thing that they do, allowing people to go in and start on special teams and cultivate careers that way, it prolongs everybody's career offensively, and you just stay on special teams. So